If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you would have noticed recently I made a brand new purchase, and that is a brand new laptop which I bought for university. I also use it for the channel and personal use as well. So I thought over this video I'll give my thoughts and opinions, what I think's good about it, what I think's bad about it, and put it all in this video. I've also had an equipment upgrade. I've got a brand new lens for my camera, so the video should be looking really great and crispy. So let me know down in the comments below how you think the new look looks. With all that said, let's get straight into the video. I'm not usually a laptop kind of guy. I'm more desktop content oriented. If you've seen anything of my channel or if you're new, I do a lot of desktop content, so graphics cards, CPUs, desktop builds, gaming PC builds, that sort of stuff. But I needed a laptop as I'm not going to lug my desktop to university every day because that is just not practical. So I settled on the ASUS VivoBook X413J, I believe this model is. It's a 14-inch laptop which is incredibly lightweight, incredibly portable, and it is powered by an Intel Core i7. It comes with Windows 10 Home pre-installed, and it also is eligible for a free Windows 11 upgrade, so make sure you stay subscribed to that because I will be upgrading to Windows 11 soon. With all that said, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video, and that is the specs of this laptop. At the heart of this laptop is the Intel Core i7-1065G7. It's an Intel Ice Lake CPU which is 10th generation, and it has plenty of horsepower to breeze in daily activities, so web browsing, word processing, and stuff like photo editing as well would be great on this. Video editing might be a bit of a pain because it's only got 4 cores and 8 threads, and the multi-core performance isn't the best. Specs of the CPU are 4 cores, 8 threads, which boost up to 3.9 GHz, which trails off usually down to about 2 GHz. And it has a base clock of 1.3 GHz. One thing I've noticed is the CPU only runs at a 15 watt TDP, which is actually incredible considering the sort of horsepower you get at 15 watt. The CPU comes integrated with Intel's Iris HD graphics, which is a step above Intel's UHD graphics. I don't know the actual specs off the top of my head. I'll overlay it on screen. But yeah, it should be enough for daily workload, so video decoding probably helps out quite a bit in video rendering and stuff like that as well, but obviously you're not going to be playing many games on Intel Iris HD graphics. The 8GB of DDR4 is clocked at 2666 MHz, and I believe it is soldered into the motherboard and it's not upgradable, which is kind of a bummer. I wanted to upgrade it to 16GB to help out with having loads of Chrome tabs open and video editing, but if it can't be done, it can't be done. It's a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. The screen is a 1080p IPS display which offers them incredible viewing angles and actually pretty good colour reproduction as well. You can browse content on this, create content on it, and the screen is good enough. It's obviously not as good as my £500 monitor behind me, but in a laptop at this price point, it is pretty incredible. And it also runs at 60 Hz, which is just 60 Hz. It's not incredible, it's not great, but if you're not gaming that much, you don't really need higher than 60 Hz. Yes, it looks smoother, but it's just what it is. 60 Hz is just enough. The speakers on this laptop are actually pretty good. The sound is from Harman Kardon, which is quite a notorious speaker manufacturer, and there's no sort of like weird peaking as long as you don't like ramp up the audio like massively in Windows. Onto the build quality of this laptop now. The build quality is actually pretty good considering it's a plastic construction. Not the best out there, mind you, but for a £550 laptop, not bad at all. There's hardly any flex in it at all. As you can see, there's like none. The screen's a bit wobbly, but that's not too bad. It only weighs about 1.5 kilos, so that is really not that bad at all. It's really lightweight and portable, especially if you're moving around with it all day. It's just beautiful to carry such a light laptop. Bezels are there. They're not the smallest bezels ever, but this isn't a £1,000 laptop, it's a £550 laptop. And the bezels this size on a laptop this price, not that bad at all. Connectivity isn't bad at all, with 3 Type A ports, one of them being USB 3.1 Gen 1. The other 2, albeit are quite slow at USB 2.0 speeds, not the best, but at least you've got that one high speed USB 3.1 port. You've also got USB Type-C at the same speeds with USB 3.1 Gen 1 speeds. You also have HDMI, even though I don't know what protocol it's using, a micro SD card slot, and a audio combo jack as well. At £550 brand new, this laptop was one of the cheapest I could find with an Intel Core i7. This makes it an incredible value considering that laptops at this price range had like i3s and i5s, so I'm not sure if it was a sale. I didn't really look at the time, but I got it from eBuyer and it said £550. I looked at a couple of reviews online, said that it was pretty decent. I was like, yeah, let's buy it. The thing I like the most in this laptop is that Intel Core i7. It's so efficient, running at only 15 watts. Really good single core performance, but the multi-core performance isn't the best, I'll be honest, but I can look past that. In Cinebench R23, it scored about 3,000 for the multi-core and about 1,100 for the single core. I'll put the scores up on the screen right now, and this was with the CPU running at only 15 watts. Like modern laptops, the VivoBook comes included with an SSD. This one is an NVMe 512 gig, which runs at Gen 3 speeds. It runs at about 1800 megabytes per second, that's read speed. Write speed, I'm not too sure off the top of my head, but I did do a crystal disk mark, so I'll put that on the screen right now. By any means, this little 512 gig NVMe SSD is not bad, and it's way more than enough for photo editing, web browsing and word processing and all that, and you don't have to sit there waiting for 500 years because there's no mechanical hard drive in this. With all this being said, it is not a perfect laptop by any means. There are some things I don't quite like. The main thing I don't like is the multi-core performance. It isn't great, and that doesn't bode well for a video editor like me where you need quite a lot of CPU cores. However, the CPU is only running at 15 watts, I do bear that in mind, so it's incredibly power efficient, and that battery does last for quite a while. I believe it's 42 kilowatt hours, I'm not sure, I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, multi-core performance is lacking quite a bit, and there's no option to upgrade that to 28 watts. I believe it's down to the manufacturer of the laptop, so bit of a bummer, but not the end of the world. Another thing I don't quite like is the RAM being soldered in and not upgradable. From what I've seen online, I haven't actually taken this apart myself because I don't want to. I could if I wanted to, but I just don't want to. But yeah, it's not upgradable, the RAM. It's 8GB of DDR4 2666 MHz soldered into the actual motherboard, so not the best. Is it end of the world? No. Is it ideal? No. So one of them things again. This is very minor, and I am aware I'm nitpicking, but it's got a micro SD card slot. My camera uses like sort of the full format SDX C ones. I'm not sure what the actual format is, but it uses one of the full size ones. I wish it had one of them, but I do have a USB to SD card reader anyway, so this is very nitpicky right now, and that's pretty much all the bad things I could find about this laptop. I can't find anything else bad about it. In short, the ASUS VivoBook 14 X413 is a great little lightweight laptop for those students and work at home fanatics. It's portable, it's extremely lightweight, and it has enough power to power through most applications a student would need it for. So if you're a student or work at home fanatic, I can wholeheartedly recommend this laptop for your work and your personal life as well. So I'm going to leave the video there, so like if you like the video and stay subscribed for future tech content, and I'll catch you in the next one.